Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Magnus, and today I'm going to show you the SmartConsole and especially the policy itself. So I have my own lab, so it's very easy for me to like show and test and do a lot of things. But you're able to run the SmartConsole in demo mode. And if you just download the SmartConsole, you can download it from Checkpoint's website. When you start, you can select demo mode here. And when it goes next, then it takes a few minutes of creating a cloud platform where you can connect to. You can actually be multiple people using it. And when it's up and running, it looks like this. So it looks the same. You can use more or less all the features when it comes to drag and drop, replacing objects, creating stuff. But you will be limited in like what you can actually test yourself. So I mean, if you, for example, add a rule here saying drop access to Facebook, you cannot really try and see what happens if you drop access to Facebook. So if you have the possibility, I recommend you to create your own lab or use someone's lab so you can try and see how it actually works in real life. Of course, you can watch these videos and you can see like how I'm doing, how I'm working with it. But it's far better if you try yourself, if you do some scenarios and you try to do them yourself, see how it is, try to click around, try to drag and drop, like see what is working. Normally you learn a lot better when you do like that. But let's start. So I will go from my real lab. You can do the same in the SmartConsole in demo mode, it doesn't matter. So as I said in the previous video, what you first need to do, you need to right click here on the top bar, so to say, and enable hit counts and enable comments. I think this will be saved the next time you log in. I'm not 100% sure. Sometimes it has changed. Sometimes it has changed if you upgrade your SmartConsole. But if you don't see the hit counts and don't see the comments, just make sure to enable them by right clicking and then selecting it. So here you see a bunch of rules, and this is not really a lot. So if you see here in the top part of the screen, you have this one. So this is collapsing and expanding all the sessions. I mean, currently we have 11 rules. In the demo platform, we have 15. So I mean, it's not a lot there either. So imagine you have 100 rules or 200 rules, maybe even 500 rules. If you have more than, let's say, 500 rules, you should reevaluate how you build your rule base. Maybe you should split it up in more boxes on more policies. So here you can have multiple policies, but that's a different video and that is a different level of what we're going to go through in this video. So if we start off here, we can just expand all our rules by clicking this, expand all sections. Then we see that we have 11 rules. We actually have more than 11 rules. So we have a little arrow here on number 8. So these are additional rules as well. So if you're not already aware of this, most firewalls, not all, but at least Checkpoint, they're counting the rules from top to bottom. So the first hit that the packet is getting is the rule that it will make its decision on. So for example, if you sending ping traffic here, then it will hit the source any to destination in any and then ICMP request, that's ping. So this means that you're allowed to ping anything from anywhere within this platform. So if I put a rule below here saying like, maybe these guys shouldn't be allowed to ping this management server. I don't really like them. So we need to drop that traffic for ping. So this will actually not work because the traffic will start to check the rules from number 1 and then check number 2. So in this case, this will be invalid. So Checkpoint has made something called like a verification. So if we publish this rule, and we will go into more detail of this, but then we can do like this, click this one, and then verify the policy. This means that Checkpoint is checking like, yeah, is this rules okay to apply? And you see here, we have a red little X here. This means that something is wrong. Checkpoint don't want to apply these rules. So why is this? Well, you click details, and we see here that rule number 1 conflicts with rule number 2. So what this means is like, this rule is already allowing this traffic. This rule is pointless due to that the traffic is going from rule number 1, and then it goes step by step until it gets the first hit. So this one is pointless, so let's remove it. So we do delete. But maybe you notice here, you have a cleanup rule here saying like, yeah, but Magnus, this is any to any and then drop for all traffic. Yeah, but this is the sub layers, or like the inline layers that Checkpoint introduced in R81.X a few years ago. So if you remember this one, you have the little arrow here. So first it will check top to bottom, like where is the first hit. But number 8 here, this is saying if the source is the internal network and is going to something else than the internal network. You see here, it's negated. That means not. So you can add not statement in this. Maybe the Americans is used to this. I'm not so used to that. But this means if you come from this network, and this is a group that is including several IP prefixes. So if I mark this internal networks, you see that it's 3 IP prefixes. It's the 10.10.10, and it's 192.168.1.0/24, and then it's 192.168.254.0/24. So anything else, and using these ports, HTTPS, HTTP, or HTTP proxy. Then go down one step. So this is saying the internal network to any, if it's YouTube, it's allowed. If it's the internal network to any with these ports, it's allowed. But any in this case is referencing this one. So any in this case is referencing that one. So this specific rule is only regarding this section, this inline layer section, nothing else. So why do we have this? Well, imagine if you have 100 rules, 200 rules, 300 rules. For the CPU within the firewall to process this, it needs to check every single one from top to bottom. Technically, it does it in a slightly different way, but if we take it to the bare minimum, it do it top to bottom, I mean. And this means that if the traffic is not part of the internal network, instead of checking these 2 rules as well, it can jump directly to number 9. So this is a way to speed up the firewall process. Not only speed up the firewall process, but it's a way for you to create like a rule where it's easier to not mix and match something. You can think about, it's not really zone-based firewall, but it helps you build a firewall in an easier way. Because then you don't need to consider like, yeah, I have this rule and this rule. So everything from the internal network to anything else than the internal network on these ports. It doesn't matter if I added something down below here that will like permit it by mistake. It will be dropped here anyway. So this can be a great way to do application rules or web surfing or generic rules like DNS, Active Directory or whatever. It's a way for you to be able to create your rule base the way you want it. So this inline layer, is this the same as a section? No. So the yellow parts here, they are a section. But these are only to group. This is only to group the rules, so it's easier for a human or an API to see where rules belongs. So this is to make it easier to work with the product. They don't really have a function in the rule base, so to say. So the section here, it doesn't provide any like action or so, but it makes it a lot easier to, as a service desk admin or a firewall admin, to place rules in a good and an efficient way. So for example here, maybe web surfing and so on should not really be like, general rules. Maybe you want to have a section here, so above, and then we can do like this, web surfing. And we can have one more here, like internal traffic. So we can have like a section, internal to internal traffic. Internal to internal. And it's good if I spell correctly. And I will just fix so my OCD doesn't go bananas. So this gives it, if I collapse and expand it, it gives it a little bit easier. And what I normally do, like this. So add like underlines. Yeah, this is for web surfing. This is for internal to internal. And sometimes I even do like rules, section titles like this. Do not touch. And put like small little comments in to explain things. Just like, yeah, this is a section title where you should not like play with the rules because they have a large impact. Yeah, you may see this from different admins as well, but I will not put this in right now. So in this case, it's like, yeah, we have general rules, that's for DNS, NTP. Maybe we have some Active Directory here if we have like, I don't know, if we have Active Directory. Or it can be different things. And then we have our web surfing. So like, yeah, here we have web surfing. So internal to external, we have like SSH. And maybe we shouldn't have used this part if we really want it to be web surfing. Because this negligate is saying everything else than these specific networks. I mean, if we forget to add an internal network here, if this group is built for like internal networks, and we forget that we add a network further down the line, this will be applicable for it. So when it comes to like external traffic, when it comes to really external traffic, when it's supposed to be the internet, then I recommend to use this external zone. To be able to use this external zone, your firewall cluster or your firewall, under the interfaces, you see here it says topology external. This is not enough. You need to have edit here, and it needs to be security zone, external zone. So you see here that we have a security zone, external zone. So it's firstly, we can use this destination external zone if we actually tag an interface with the security zone that is referencing to external zone. You can have your own ones as well. And I will click cancel here all the time. So I will change this to external zone and I will remove this. And I don't want to have it neglected because now it means everything else than negligate, everything else than the external zone. So I will right click and then select this one. So now it's actually web surfing, internal network to external zone. That makes a lot more sense. And just as reference as well, when you're changing things in here, you see that it's a little like edit mark here. This means that these rules are locked by you. No one else can touch them. Because in recent years within R80, you're able to have multiple admins working within the same SmartConsole, within the same policy, within the same set of rules. So if someone else log in here, they will see like a little a padlock. So this will be grayed out, so people cannot change these. And for other people to be able to change this, we need to publish it. And it's the same. If you have added a rule that has this little edit by me, no one else will be able to see it before you publish it. And we can try this. So let's do like this. Let's just add one rule here. So we take accept, and we do Spotify. So here we have Spotify. So we add this, and we do like this as well. Do we have multiple users in here? Okay, we need to do like this. So we delete this. We publish this. We create a new user because I didn't have one. So we do user 2. Oh. And I don't want to change the name. Permission profile, read write. Now we have one more user. And this means that we can edit something. So we add our Spotify rule again, like this. And we do Spotify. So you see here, now this is edit by me and I haven't published it. So I will add one more. I will have user 2. And I will log in. And I'm logging into the same machine. So we will see this little edit thing, and hopefully it will be a little padlock there. Or we will not see it at all. So here, we don't see it. Strange. Do we need to mark something here? No. So it's actually like this, because this one is a new rule. So if we publish this, it should show up here now. So it's here. And then I said, oh, but I also like, I don't know, something else. Tidal. Do we have that? So I don't like Spotify. I like this one instead. So I haven't published it here. And allow music streaming. So you see here, I have added a name. I have added additional service. Let's see if it shows up for the different user. This one, admin. So see, he doesn't see the change here, but this is edit for deletion or edit by user 2. So I cannot change this one. I can still install the policy, meaning I can send out the policy installation. It will do the verification, but it will send out it like it is now. It will not take in account what they have tried to make for changes, because the changes are not published yet. He's not done with his work. So before the firewall will send out anything to before the management station will send out anything to the firewall, it needs to be published to the rule base. So you see here, this did work. So everything is working. Yeah, this is complaining that we don't have HTTPS inspection installed. And if I do like this now, publish, then we will see the changes on user number 2. And if we do install policy now, it sees here that, oh, wait a second, we have 2 new changes from one section from user 2. And we are actually able to see like, what is the change that has been made? So if I click on this one, audit log, I can see here modified rules. If I double click on that one, I can also see like, yeah, he have added some naming and he have added a new service. Okay. Let's install that one as well. So I will cut it here because this video is getting quite long. So in this video, we did see like the rule placement that has an effect. If you put a rule that contradicts a different rule, they will be alerted with the verification. And this is something that is done before the policy is installed. We did also see that we have something called an inline layer where the rules can be expanded into sub rules or sub policies. We did also see that you can be multiple users within the same rule base and working within the same policy. So I think that's it. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.